Good morning, beloveds. I was watching the Today Show. They were talking about the Super Bowl commercials. I didn't watch the Super Bowl. Mostly because I fell asleep in the afternoon and woke up at 6:45 with my cat screaming at me because the windows were open and it was cold. Like, legit, that's why she was screaming at me. Her hot pad is in the window, and it had apparently dropped to 60 degrees, and she was not happy. So she was like in my face, on my chest, screaming at me, going, "It's cold, go shut the window." So I did. And by that time, the game was half over, and I was like, you know what, to heck with this. I'll just watch it later with my partner. But they were talking about the Dove commercial, and they showed a bunch of, like, girls doing sports falling down, like falling off of the uneven bars, a girl who got hit, and then as she goes to run the base, she trips, that. And then she said, and the whole point of the commercial was that Hard Knocks don't keep, and they were playing that Hard Knock Life from Annie, and Hard Knocks don't keep girls out of sports, body confidence does. And I just went, whoa! Yeah! I mean, I'm, half of a century. And occasionally when I put my workout clothes on, I look in the mirror and I go, do I really want to be seen out in public like this? You know what? And like I said, I'm half of a century. I don't generally care what other people think. And then every now and again, I'll look in that mirror and go, I don't fit, the beauty standards of America. I do fit the beauty standards of other places in the world, because I'm not, this big around. Quite a bit more than that. So, body confidence. Blah. Okay, but that's not what we're here for. That is not what we are here for. What we are here for is, it is February 12th. Our title is Contemplation, and our author is Helen Brungardt. From Contemplation, which was 1975. Okay. Contemplation, together with meditation, is the activity that leads us to self-awareness. We evolve through human consciousness and realize our oneness with God. No longer does the mystic search for an answer to the questions, what is truth? What is God? Why am I here? The mystic does not ask these questions any longer because they know that they are the answer. The answer to every question that they have ever asked, I am, is the answer to my question always. The mystical journey is the journey through our own being to that experience known as cosmic consciousness, cosmic reality, or oneness with God. The principles and the stages of this journey are not new. The mystical journey takes many paths, but all paths lead to the same truth. Eventually, the student begins to hear a message, and the message is, you are the answer that you are searching for. The truth, the reality, the God that you are looking for is inside of you now. I have many thoughts. Let me see if I can organize them. Let's start with the idea of new thought. One of the ideas of new thought is that we are not telling you anything you don't know. What we are doing is we are helping you to reawaken what you do know. Most of the time when people ask for advice, they already know what they're going to do. They just want you to confirm it. Tell me if I'm wrong. There are genuine times when, especially if it's doing something you don't know how to do, then you go and ask, hey, can you show me how to do this? Because I don't know how to do it. But most of the time when people ask for advice, they already know what they're going to do. They just want you to confirm that they've made the right decision. They already have their answer, they just want confirmation. So that's kind of that new thought thing of, it's like you already have all of the answers that you need. What you need is, we can go back to the Dove commercial, self-confidence, or in her case, self-awareness. We spend so much of our life unconscious, going through the motions or doing what we've been told. There's a meme that I see on a semi-regular basis about education. People have been educated just enough to believe what they're taught, but not enough to question what they've been taught. And so that's one of the things the science of mind doesn't want to teach you anything other than, hey, we've got this really cool technique for prayer. What they want to do, what New Thought wants to do is, and it's ironic that it's called New Thought, because it's not New Thought, it's Old Thought. It's what they've been doing for, millennia, is all of the answers that you seek can be found within you. What is truth? What is life? What is my purpose? All of that. Nobody can give that to you. The only person who can give that to you is you. But it does require, Jesse said yesterday, we are teaching of personal responsibility. It does require you to make regular trips to the source of your own being. She said contemplation with meditation, treatment is when we talk to God. Prayer is when we talk to God. Meditation is when we listen to God. And contemplation is when we sit down and think about what we found out. Okay? Because that's what we need to do. It's like, okay, we've got all of this information within us. We need to listen, and then we need to think about it. It's like we don't want to run off half-cocked is the term. Then when you look at our language, you realize how violent our language is. It's like we want to sit down and think about what it is that we know. And then what are we going to do with it? Because there are a whole lot of people in the world who have answers for you. But they're not answers for you. They're answers for them. And so it brings me back to another phrase, and I forget who said it. But how many paths to enlightenment are there? As many people as there are in the world. So it's like, how many paths are there to the top of the mountain? As many people as trying to get to the top of the mountain. The only person who is wrong is the person who's running around the bottom telling everybody else their path is wrong. Okay? Because one, that person's not trying to get to the top of the mountain. And two, they're trying to stop everybody else from getting to the top of the mountain. They're saying there's only one way. So we could go back to the highway to hell, the highway to hell and the stairway to heaven. It's like expected traffic. No, it's because we've gotten this idea into our head that there's only one way to get there. And yet what New Thought says is heaven is right here, right now. Why does New Thought say that? Because Jesus said it. Jesus 2,000 years ago said the kingdom of God is within you. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. It's right here. You just got to be self-aware enough to see it. It's Monday. So it goes back to self-awareness. Are you making regular trips to the source of your own being? Are you getting to know the source of your own being? And then are you getting to know the person that the source of your own being knows? Okay? And peeling off all of the layers of everything that you have been told you are. That's extraordinarily important. You don't get to half a century without realizing that some of the things that you have been told are wrong. I'm a girl. Actually, I'm a woman, but, I'm of the female persuasion. And a whole lot of the things that I have been told about women are just flat out wrong. And I know because I live in this body. And I'm just like, so, society and culture and gender normatives and archetypes and stereotypes, they all have this idea of what I should be. And as a general rule, I'm not most of them. So, it's taken me time to shed those layers, to shrug off those layers, to be willing to accept who and what I am, and to get to know who the source knows me to be, so then I can do what I came here to do. What did I come here to do? To live, to experience, to have experiences in this world. I didn't come here with any grand purpose of saving the world. I came here to live, to be a loving, kind, and compassionate soul. I came here to experience the world and maybe make my little corner of it brighter by being the brilliant light, the divine spark, that I am. And you are a brilliant light and a divine spark, whether you believe it or not. This is me projecting onto you. But I believe that in the truth, because we are all, what makes us us is that divine spark. And that divine spark is a brilliant light. Therefore, I'm making logical arguments here. But you have to discover that for yourself. You have to get to that self-awareness. And contemplation is one way to do it. You want to contemplate who you are. And you want to contemplate who you are in relation to the divine. I got away from my point of when people ask you for advice, they already know what they're doing, didn't I? The mystical journey. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The mystical journey. The mystical journey through our own being to that experience known as cosmic consciousness, cosmic reality, or oneness with God. Okay? It's not a new journey. You can go and read the mystics. Rumi was a mystic. Hafiz was a mystic. Hildegard of Bingen was a mystic. Teresa of Avalon was a mystic. Jesus was a mystic. I would say any of the Buddhas are a mystic. The Dalai Lama was a mystic. I would argue that Reverend Bishop Tutu is a mystic. They all took that journey within themselves. They met the source of their own being, and then they came back and told the world about it. And the world said they were crazy. And yet, these are all names we're still saying today. Bishop Tutu's been gone for a while. But his name, still resonates. I think it's him one of my favorite quotes by Bishop Tutu is, we've got to stop pulling people out of the river. What we've got to do is go upriver and find out why people are falling in. That's a man who knows who he is. It's like, we don't want to solve the problem at the level of the problem. We want to go back and find the source. And do that. Well, when you know who you are, in relation to spirit, in relation to the divine, then you will have greater access to the answers that are already within you. You will have the answers to what is beauty, what is truth, who am I, what is my purpose. I can tell you every day that your purpose is to live. That's your purpose. Anything beyond that is bonus. That's your purpose. And that's actually probably one of the first layers we want to peel back, is whatever purpose the people around us gave us. It's like, all these wonderful, loving parents who said, you need to be a doctor, you need to cure cancer, no. If you want to be a doctor, go. But if that's not what sparks joy in you, how good of a doctor are you going to be? All right. Let me go back and see if it's contemplation together with meditation is the activity that leads us to self-awareness. We evolve through human consciousness and realize our oneness with God. So, all paths lead to the same truth. That's one of the things about religion, and it's one of those things that if you can accept that, then you will be a whole lot happier, is that all paths lead to God. All light paths will lead to God. Choose the one that makes the most sense to you. You know, that's why I used to call myself a recovering Catholic, and I don't anymore, because there are a whole lot of people who grew up Catholic who are fed in that faith. More power to them. More power to them. You know, if your faith feeds you, great. And if it doesn't, find out what does. Eventually, the student begins to hear the message, and the message is, you are the answer you are searching for. And how many students have heard that and then thrown their book across the wall? You are the answer you are searching for. It's your life. Live it. Live it the way you want to. When you live it in alignment with the principles, everything you need will be added unto you. And I'm not the one that said that. I'm quoting. Loosely quoting. The only thing you have to do in this life is live. Too often we hear, I'm willing to die for you. I don't want that. I want you to live. And not for me. Live for yourself. Live for yourself. And let's go play together. All right? So, the mission today, should we choose to accept it, let's practice contemplation. I think contemplation is different than meditation. She does too, because she says with. Contemplation is definitely when you sit back and think about whatever it is, whatever answer has come to you. I might suggest journaling. If you're not a writer, then you might consider a vlog, a video log. Like if you're not a writer, then speak it. Speak it. Record your thoughts. Think about the truths that you have come across, what you have learned. And think about, contemplate the source of your own being regularly. And contemplate the truth of you. The Sikhs, which is the mystic version of Islam, talk about the 3 books. You have the book, which is, all of the book. They include the Bible. So the Bible, the Quran, that's the book. And then there's the book of nature. So go out and pay attention to what's going on in nature. And then there's the book of you. Contemplate the book of you. Because your knowledge is not complete if you haven't done all 3. Read your sacred literature. Contemplate nature. Contemplate you. Get to know you. That, my dears, is the mission today. Contemplate the book of you. And the source of your own being. All right, beloveds. That is the mission today, should we choose to accept it. The other mission that I give you is the same mission I give you every day, which is do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever that looks like. Big, small, doesn't matter. Point is, practice on yourself. All right? Practice on yourself. My main suggestions, take a deep breath before you speak. It's easier to not say it than to make amends for something you didn't mean to say. I also like to remind you, take a walk, take a nap, take a break, both literally and metaphorically. Sometimes you need to go and take a walk, get the blood flowing, get the oxygen moving. Sometimes you need to walk away from things, okay? I also will remind you in my loving, kind, and compassion, I say eat dessert first. Sometimes I literally mean eat dessert first. But sometimes what I mean is don't save the good stuff. Don't wait for a special occasion. All right. If you have something to celebrate, celebrate it now. Celebrate it now. Don't save the good stuff. That also means write in the fancy notebooks, burn the fancy candles, wear the fancy clothes. Don't save all that stuff for that occasion in the future, because the future never comes. All we have is now. All right. And then I'm going to remind you that joy is a quality of God. You watch the news, the world sounds like a crazy place. But honestly, the world always sounds like a crazy place. So no matter what is going on in the world, no matter what is going on in your life, you still deserve joy. Please make room for joy in whatever ways it hits you. I've been taking pictures of my cats because Gabby is just 18 years old and she's looking like a particularly little old lady today. And so I've been taking pictures of her. It brings me joy. All right. Do more of that, what brings you joy in your life. I think some of the reasons why we're so tired is because we don't do enough of the things that bring us joy. All right. The rest of the suggestions are basic self-care. Do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. Drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better, your body works better, your skin looks better when you are well hydrated. Especially since the temperature plummeted yesterday, and we've got the heat back on. Get that early in your day bright light. It was nice. It's kind of, I think it's going to be mostly cloudy today, but there was some sunshine this morning, so I got a little bit of sunshine. Early in your day, bright light will help to reset your circadian rhythms. If you can't get out and get that 5 to 10 minutes of sunlight, artificial light will help too. If the light in your house is not strong enough, I would encourage you to Google sun lamp or seasonal effect disorder lights. They are not expensive. Don't spend a whole lot of money on them, but they will help. All right, if you need that extra support. Okay, I think they also help with vitamin D levels because they're that wavelength that supports vitamin D. So 5 to 10 minutes, that's all it takes. All right. The last suggestion is actually an Ernest Holmes quote: open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you, you do live in heaven. It is right here, right now, all around us all the time. Because it's not a place. Heaven is not a place. As Ernest says, heaven is not a locality. It's not a place we have to get to. It's a state of mind. It is a state of consciousness. That is the power of mind. Jesse made a comment yesterday about, okay, why are we science of mind, not science of heart? Well, because you have to open your mind, change your mind, then that will allow you to open your heart. Okay? Boom, your teachables. What he kept saying yesterday was great. So if you haven't watched the service, scroll back a couple of videos and watch it. Because, yep. I mean, we really do have one of the master teachers in science of mind right here. Yeah. And one of the best ways to create that mindset is to look for the good and praise it. One of the suggestions that I've been giving this month is, if you need it in the morning or if you need it before you go to bed, write down 3 things that you're grateful for and don't repeat for at least a week. If you can stand it, don't repeat for a month. And then post that list somewhere where, when you're having one of those days, you can see all of the things that you're grateful for. And I'm like, put the little things on there, put the big things on there. I joke about a nicely folded fitted sheet, but heck yeah, that's one of my goods. That's one of the things that I'm grateful for, that I learned how to fold a fitted sheet and can do it well. I can do it by myself, but it's easier with a partner. So, because they're big fitted sheets, but Okay, so look for the good and praise it. That will help you create that heavenly mindset, that heavenly consciousness. All right, because that's what we're talking about. Self-awareness, consciousness. Okay. That is the drumbeat of new thought. Consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. Okay. I think I'm done with my suggestions. So I'm at the social media. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark. I'm the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you to go and subscribe and like and share. It helps us in the algorithms when you like and subscribe and share and do all that. So please do that. We think we've got good stuff to say and we want other people to hear it too. And that's how you can help. Doesn't cost you anything but a click. Okay. And then I'm going to remind you that we are, if you want to get on to the constant contact, so you know what's going on with Creative Life, info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on our constant contact, and the hot links are hot. So when it says click here now, it'll take you where you want to go, or to the person that can help you get it. All right. Yep. I am now at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day, a contemplative day, a meditative day, a kind day, a compassionate day, a get your week started day, a lawn care day, apparently, a silly day if you need that, a serious day if you'd prefer that, a good day, or if that's too much pressure, Simply have a day. You are enough just as you are. As one of our authors said last month, you are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light. You are a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you're a godling. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Come to that self-awareness. Make regular trips to the source of your own being. Get to know who the source of your own being knows you to be. Because I can promise you one thing. That the source of your own being knows you to be good. Okay? It's the only thing I can promise you. But I can promise you that. Everything else you get to find out. Okay? All right. Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.